Hi, welcome to Eco Hack number 2. Now, let's go one level ahead of the law of demand. The law of demand says there is an inverse relationship between the price of a commodity and the amount you demand of that commodity. Now, what is this movement along a demand curve and shift of a demand curve? Let's first understand movement along a demand curve. If you have a demand curve and you know it is a downward sloping curve, on the y-axis you have price and on the x-axis you have quantity, and it's a downward sloping curve, right? Now, when the price of the commodity falls on the y-axis, you demand more of the commodity on the x-axis. So it is a movement down the demand curve. And when you move down the demand curve, quantity is going to increase. A movement down the demand curve is called, on the same demand curve, is called expansion of demand, because price has fallen, quantity demanded is going up. If the price of a commodity goes up on the y-axis, then the quantity demanded of this commodity is going to fall. If ice creams become more expensive, you're going to ask for less of them. So quantity demanded of the commodity goes down. That is called a movement up the demand curve, and it is called contraction of demand. So when price increases, quantity demanded decreases. This is called contraction of demand, and it is an upward movement along the same demand curve. When the price decreases, quantity demanded increases. It is called expansion of demand, and it is a downward movement along the same demand curve. So own price changing causes movements up and down along the same demand curve. Other factors that affect demand include income of the consumer, tastes and preferences of the consumer, prices of related goods like substitutes and complements. None of these have anything to do with movements along the same demand curve. Only the own price of the commodity has to do with contraction of demand or expansion of demand, and that is the movement along the same demand curve. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you understood this. See you in the next hack. Bye bye.